All right, shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to start off first by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the head elders, and apostles, the great millstone, peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And I want to do a real quick lesson going into how eventually all of Israel will be righteous. Right? All of Israel, every so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, right, that's on the planet Earth, eventually, all right, we will all be righteous. All right? Every Israelite on the planet Earth eventually will all be righteous. Right? From, from your Pookies on the street corner, right, to your P. Diddy's, Jay-Z's, niggas, Jake that's up in Hollywood, obviously. We know what Jake do, right, in Hollywood for that fame, how off they go. How much to the left they go to obtain, right, that wealth, that fortune, and that fame, right, that they desire. All right, eventually niggas like that, niggas that done, you know what Jake do for that money. Niggas that do, they, niggas that, like I said, are completely wicked, eventually they'll be righteous, man. P. Diddy, Jay-Z, Kanye West, all these, every Jake, every Israelite upon the planet Earth eventually will be righteous, man. All right? They'll eventually be under the new covenant. They'll eventually have immortality, too. Matter of fact, they're going to have those new bodies, too. Those incorruptible bodies. Every Israelite on the planet Earth will have those incorruptible bodies. It's just on the first go around, right? Who's going to get a taste of that glory first? The first fruits, those first fruits, the elect, in other words, the ones that are going to receive salvation. Those are going to be the first ones to taste of those new bodies on this side. The rest of the house of Israel, you 2/3 and whatnot, all right, they're going to have to die on this side and come back and be reborn in the kingdom of heaven, all right, into those righteous bodies, all right? But that's not into the kingdom of heaven, all right? When Yahweh Shah comes back, guess what? They're going to die in that destruction. But the elect will get a taste of those, those new bodies. The elect will. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, all right, chapter 15. And I'm starting at 50, it says, "Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Lord, neither do of corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, Slakia. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality." All right? So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass, saying that it's written, death is swallowed up in victory, and death will only be swallowed up, right, in victory for the children of Israel. Because the children of Israel will be the only ones on the planet Earth that will not be under the curse of death, so to say. The Israelites would be the only ones that will not, die, for lack of words, to put it in simple terms, right? So-called Negro, Latino, Native American, right? The Israelites, they're going to be the only nation that's not going to be able to die. All right, they're going to be the only nation on the planet Earth with immortal bodies. All right, and that's for all of the house of Israel. Right, that's for every so-called Negro, Latino, Native American that is walking this planet Earth right now. But like I said, the elect, they're going to be the first ones to get, all right, those incorruptible bodies, to taste those new bodies, to get those. Like I said, those immortal bodies, man. Those incorruptible bodies. But the rest of the nation of Israel, There's 2/3. They're going to have to die on this side and be reborn in the kingdom of heaven. All right. With those incorruptible bodies, man. Those bodies that are not subject to sin, that are not subject to going off. Bodies that are programmed to not go off. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be programmed not to go off. We're going to be programmed, all right, to be perfect, man. That's how we're going to be programmed. We're going to be programmed to keep the law. And that's every Israelite. Every Israelite on the planet Earth will be programmed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. We're going to have no choice but to keep them. Because like I said, that's how we're going to be born. That's how that's what, that's how when we get in those new bodies, that's how it's going to be, man. The Lord going to put us in bodies. He's going to give us new bodies that are not able to sin. Think about that. Bodies that are not able to sin. It's going to be word I'm looking for, man. Virtually impossible, right? It's going to be completely impossible for any Israelite to sin, all right, in the kingdom of heaven. Because once we get those new bodies, those bodies, those incorruptible bodies, that's in those bodies, that's when the Lord is going to, in those bodies, we're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, right, inside of us. Right? See, in these bodies, in these chains of darkness, right, in this weak ass flesh, right now, we're subject to sin. We got sin dwelling within us. But in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna have straight up nothing but righteousness dwelling within us. Like I said, that's how we're gonna be programmed. We're gonna be programmed to be all of the house of Israel will be literally programmed to be righteous. Think about that. Every Israelite on the planet Earth will be programmed to keep the laws of the Lord. They're going to be programmed to be perfect, to be perfectly righteous. Jeremiah 31 verse 31 says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." All right, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. Which who did the Lord bring out of the land of Egypt? The Israelites, right? The nation of Israel. That's why the Lord said he would make a new covenant only with the nation of Israel. Right, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. All right? Salakia. Like I was saying, yeah, the Lord he's making that new covenant, or that covenant, those that promise of those incorruptible bodies, right? Those incorruptible bodies and death being swallowed up. That's only for the nation of Israel, man. Not being able to taste death anymore, death being swallowed up, right? That's only going to be for the nation of Israel. You heathen nations, you'll still be subject to sin and subject to going off and subject to being put to death, man, to dying, right? But the nation of Israel, all right, we're going to be the only nation on the planet Earth that will not be able to die no more, that will be able to live forever, right? And that will be completely 100% perfectly righteous. And I'm talking about every Israelite, right? Because eventually all of Israel will be righteous. Right, eventually every Israelite on the planet Earth will be righteous. Verse 32 says, "Again, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts and will be their God, and they shall be my people. The Lord said he's going to put his laws in our inward parts, right? And write it. He's going to write it in our hearts. Meaning what? He's going to program us to keep, he's going to program us to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Simple as that, man. That's literally how we're going to be programmed, man. We're literally going to have the law in our inward parts, man. It's going to be a part of our DNA. It's like you do something you just can't help. It's just a part of your DNA. Keeping the law of the Lord is going to be a part of our DNA. It's going to be something that we can't help. Straight up. Think about that, man. See, right now in these bodies, we can't help but sin. But in the new bodies to come, we can't help but we're not going to be able to help but being righteous, completely righteous. Right now in this sinful ass flesh and these chains of darkness, right? It's impossible for us not to sin. But in those new bodies in the kingdom of heaven, guess what? It's going to be impossible for us to sin. Think about that. Right now it's impossible for us not to sin. But eventually it's going to come a point in time where it's going to be impossible for Jake to sin. Because right now, look at the nation of Israel, man. Jake just, these 2/3 out here, man, they just complete sinners. All right? They don't know how to be good. They don't know how to be righteous. Like scripture say that, the Lord's people, they're wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. See, on this side, Jake is wise to do evil, but to be righteous, they have no idea. Think about that, but reversed in the kingdom of heaven, man. Think about in the kingdom of heaven how that is going to be reversed. Jake going to be wise to be righteous and not know how to, but to do evil, they're not going to know how to do it, man. They on this side, that's all Jake know how to do is be wicked. But in the kingdom of heaven, Jake ain't going to know how to be wicked. When the Lord puts his laws in our inward parts, Jake ain't going to know what wickedness is. Jake ain't going to be wicked no more. You know what I mean? Every Israelite, man, straight up, from the P. Diddy's, your Jay-Z's to nigga, to even, a low-level nigga on a low-level drug dealer on the side of the street, man. A low-level drug dealer on the side of the street. A low-level nigga just smoking Molly somewhere. They're gonna be all righteous. All right, they're gonna have the law in their inward parts too. Right, they're gonna be perfect too. The 2/3, they're gonna be perfect too. The Lord said He's making His new covenant with all the house of Israel. Okay. Matter of fact, verse 34, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me. All Israel shall know the Lord. From the least of them even into the greatest of them. Or from the least of them into the greatest of them. Saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity and I will remember their sin no more. Okay? So we're not going to teach every man our neighbor and every man our brother saying know the Lord, which is what we're doing right now. Is not we going out on highways and byways and teaching to Jake, preaching to Jake, Isaiah 58, doing Isaiah 58:1 towards Jake, showing them their transgressions, right, and their sins, right? Are we not doing that? Are we not out there warning Jake, letting Jake know that a time never before seen is coming, that the enemy is getting ready to come down with great wrath, all right? That the hour of temptation is getting ready to come. Are we not warning Jake about that? Are we not teaching Jake about the Lord? Telling Jake, hey, you ain't supposed to be doing this. Your God, you're an Israelite first and foremost. And do you know that your God don't want you doing this or doing that? Right? But He wants you doing this instead. Is that not us, teaching, all right, Jake about the Lord? See, in the kingdom of heaven, we're not going to have to teach Jake when we are in the kingdom of heaven, right? Show you we're not under the second covenant, or when we are in that second covenant, which will be in the kingdom of heaven, we're not going to have to teach Jake anymore. We're not gonna have to, be out there telling Jake, hey, the Passover is coming up. You got to keep it. Although these 2/3 I had ain't gonna keep the Passover, right? Only the elect is, right? But like I said, we out there telling Jake, oh yeah, you can't, shouldn't be worshiping these pagan holidays, but you got high holy days you should follow. See, in the kingdom of heaven, we're not gonna have to teach Jake that, man, because every Israelite, every so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, they already gonna know it's gonna be, what is it, first-hand nature? I think that's what they call it, first-hand or second-hand nature, something like that. It's just gonna be, it's just gonna be something that something that we're gonna keep naturally, man, straight up. It'll be almost like breathing. You just, nobody teach you how to breathe. You wasn't taught how to breathe. You just come out the womb knowing how to breathe. But that's how the laws of the Lord going to be in our inward parts. Ain't nobody going to have to teach them to us. We're not going to have to teach them to Jake, to the rest of these Israelites out here. They just going to know it. They're going to know to keep it. Right? And that's the law writing. That's the Lord. It's like you're writing that law in our inward parts, man. Writing it in our hearts. All right? But one more. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 25. It's like, I'm going to start at 22. It says, therefore saying to the house of Israel. All right. There go those, that phrase again. Speaking to the house of Israel. All right. Or like I said right here, saying to the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh. All right. By Hashem Yahweh Shah. I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but from my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither you went. And I will sanctify my great name, which ye have profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord, power, Yahweh. Okay? By Hashem Yahweh Shah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Right? The Lord said he's going to put a new spirit and a new heart within us. Right? He's going to put his spirit within us, all of us. Okay? Every so-called Negro, Latino, Native American out there will have the law of the Lord in their inward parts, and will have the spirit of the Lord within them. All right? They will have the spirit of the Lord within them. Which us, being the Israelites, of course, we all, got, the spirit of the Lord within us in one way or another, because we're his chosen people. But, you got some people that, been given the spirit of this world. And you got some people that have been given, what shall I say, a greater, you got some Israelites out there right now that receive a greater portion of the Lord's Spirit, and then the rest they receive a greater portion of the world, the spirit of the world, like it says in our 1 Corinthians. We have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, that we might know the things that are told to us, roughly paraphrasing it, right? So. The elect right now, they got the law of the Lord. They got the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh in them, right, more than the 2/3. But in the kingdom of heaven, man, hey, Jake gonna have the Holy Spirit within them. The Holy Spirit gonna be strong within them. Right now, the spirit of the world is strong within them, but in the kingdom of heaven, all right. The spirit of the Lord will be strong within them, right? So one more, Romans 11:26, it says, and so all Israel shall be saved. What? And so all Israel shall be saved. As it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Eventually, all of the house of Israel will be righteous. All right? All of Israel will eventually be righteous. For this is my covenant to them when I shall take away their sins. Right? When the Lord shall take away the sins of all the nation of Israel. All right? That's when every Israelite on the planet Earth will be righteous. Right? Because eventually all of Israel will be righteous. They're not going to go, all right, to a place called hell and fucking, burn forever, man. No. They're going to die on this side, and then they're going to be reborn in the kingdom of heaven through the loins of the elect as righteous babes, man. Right? So all of Israel will eventually be righteous. So Lord's willing, this is edifying, all right? This was edifying. With that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to my teachers, the head elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. The Lord is one that's edifying. Till next time I say Shalom.